right, CNN legal analyst Shan Wu joins us now from Washington. So you're a former federal prosecutor. What do you make of Giuliani's claim that the Cohen tapes ultimately vindicate the president?
Well, it's hard to know without actually hearing the rest of them, Fred. With regard to the prosecutors being upset with Cohen, I mean, they might not like the tapes coming out, but apparently there's no kind of protective order that he is violating, and it's really the Trump team that waived the privilege. So that does not seem like it would get him into hot water right now. It seems like it's Trump that's in hot water from it.
Would it pique their interest that, wait a minute, if he has copies of any of the things that were, picked up during the raid, might he have other tapes elsewhere?
That certainly could pique their interest. I think they're probably fairly confident that they got everything in his office, but that's one danger of him releasing these, is they may cause the prosecutors and the FBI agents to want to look a little bit more deeply and, get them more curious about things.
So Giuliani said a number of things, but he also suggested that this tape may have been doctored. CNN hired an audio forensics expert, Ed Primo, to review the recording, and this is what he told Chris Cuomo.
Well, the clip is incomplete. We've got the beginning, I believe, because I can see a start signature at the beginning of this recording. In other words, when the recorder was engaged, and where the dialogue just abruptly ends and some new conversation comes in, there is a butt splicer, an edit there. Those two pieces are cut together, and I can clearly see that, and I'm certain any other forensic expert with the same qualifications would agree with me.
So what does that mean to the uninitiated?
What I saw in the that means that this is not an original, it's not a master, and it is not a complete recording.
Means that their conversation may well have continued beyond that abrupt ending and that other call that comes in.
That's a high degree of probability that that's the case, Chris.
And I think that matches common sense as well. It seems like they're having a conversation and then something happened to the recording. What it is, we don't know, and we can't tell from this. It seems to end on the word check.
So Shan, what's interesting or curious about any of that to you?
Well, the word check is very interesting, of course, as to who said it. But with regard to Giuliani's accusation that there was tampering of evidence by Cohen, it's not really the usual way we would think of tampering with evidence. Typically, the accusation of tampering means that the evidence already exists, so there would be a complete tape which maybe had been doctored or altered, and that doesn't seem to be what happened here. Rather, it's more a question of when he ended the tape, and he could only know when to end the tape if he was able to predict what the president was going to say next, which would certainly make him uniquely gifted in that way.
So Rudy Giuliani says Michael Cohen has violated attorney-client privilege. Cohen's attorney, Lanny Davis, responded with this statement. I'm quoting now, saying Mr. Giuliani seems to be confused. He expressly waived attorney-client privilege last week and repeatedly and inaccurately, as proven by the tape, talked and talked about the recording, forfeiting all confidentiality. Who's right on that one?
I think that Lanny has the better argument on that. It is the client's privilege to waive. The lawyer can never just unilaterally waive it. And given what they were talking about freely, they certainly did waive that.
Shan Wu, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Good to see you, Fred.
And we'll be right back.